I've been following the trade desk stock for a couple of years now, and just about 2 weeks ago was the first time I've rated this stock as a buy in that entire time. And the reason why I hadn't rated it as a buy throughout that time is because I never got an opportunity to evaluate this stock when the valuation was not super premium expensive. This has been one of the companies with excellent performance, excellent management team, and the market realized that. There was no secret among stock market investors that the trade desk was an excellent company. And so it never traded at a cheap valuation over these last few years that I've been following the company, except for a couple of weeks ago after a couple of difficult quarterly earnings results and the stock market volatility on top of the difficult results in their latest quarterly earnings results, the trade desk stock finally came down to a valuation where I can recommend it as a buy. All that being said, where do I think the trade desk stock price ends up by the end of this year? That's the question I'm going to answer in this video, evaluating the company and sharing with you my discounted cash flow valuation model. And I'll also approach this question doing an earnings per share estimate according to Wall Street analysts and applying the forward price to earnings multiple to see what the valuation looks like from that perspective. And of course, I'll bring in and I'll incorporate all of these years of qualitative analysis I've been doing on the trade desk stock to bring it all together and give you my answer for my price prediction for trade desk in 2025. So let's dig in. All right, so the first thing I wanted to share with you is my discounted cash flow model for the trade desk, which I updated today, March 14th, 2025. And my intrinsic value per share calculation for the trade desk is $57.47. Now the current market price is $54. And sometimes when investors see me make a calculation like this, where the intrinsic value is equal to the current market price or very close to the current market price, they make the mistake of thinking that what I mean by this is that the stock price will not change and it will stay the same because that's the intrinsic value. And that's not the case. What this calculation means, and my interpretation of this calculation, is that the trade desk stock price will converge towards its intrinsic value per share, but it'll also generate returns based on its cost of equity, based on its cost of capital. And the cost of equity and cost of capital for the trade desk is around 13%. So on top of the convergence from the current market price to the intrinsic value per share, I also expect through my discounted cash flow valuation models for the companies I evaluate to earn their cost of equity, their cost of capital. That's the regular rate of return. And if there's undervaluation based on the intrinsic value compared to the market price, I also expect those to converge, where the current market price approaches my intrinsic value per share calculation. So the next way I'm going to approach the trade desk price prediction for 2025 is by looking at its earnings per share expectations for 2026 and then applying a forward price to earnings multiple on that EPS expectation to arrive at a price potential for trade desk stock using this valuation method. And so the analysts on Wall Street that are following trade desk, they expect the company will deliver $1.21 in earnings per share in 2026. And the reason I'm using a 2026 earnings per share estimate to make a price prediction for 2025 is because I'm applying the forward 1-year price to earnings multiple. And if I'm applying the forward 1-year price to earnings multiple, I need the earnings per share 1 year ahead. And that's why I'm looking at 2026 instead of 2025 for the EPS for the trade desk. And so now I need to look at the trade desk, the forward price to earnings multiple, which I will be applying. And as I mentioned, this stock had been trading at a premium valuation for many, many years. And right now, the trade desk stock is trading at a forward price to earnings of 24.68. This is the lowest it's been since I can remember. I don't remember this stock trading at this valuation in the several years that I've been following this company. And that's why, as I mentioned, I haven't had the opportunity to rate this stock as a buy because I've felt that the valuation was too high, even though it had excellent prospects. I felt like it was, a reasonable investment. I had it rated as a hold, not as a buy. But a couple of weeks ago, I upgraded the rating and I initiated a buy rating on the trade desk stock. And by the way, if you want access to my buy, hold, or sell ratings and my discounted cash flow valuation models that I shared with you earlier, you can get access to all of that, all of my spreadsheets, through a channel membership at the investor tier. And I update these multiple times per day, Monday through Friday at the very least. And most of the time, I'm working on these on Saturday and Sunday as well. So I'm updating these valuation spreadsheets very often. I have over 125 companies on the buy, hold, and sell rating side. And then I have dozens and dozens of companies on a discounted cash flow valuation spreadsheet, this one here. So if you want access to all of that, I highly recommend joining at the investor tier. I think you'll be really happy with the value you get with that channel membership. So back to the forward price to earnings multiple of 24.68. I'm going to apply this towards the stock price estimate in this method. So let's go to that tab here. All right, so here I have the EPS estimate for 2026 for the trade desk of $1.21. And remember, we saw that at ticker.com, the Wall Street analyst estimates. So right now, the trade desk stock is trading at a forward price to earnings of 25. I don't expect that to remain the case. I expect the trade desk's valuation to return to levels it historically trades at. This stock trades at a premium valuation because it deserves a premium valuation. It has a good management team. It operates in a total addressable market opportunity that's approaching $1 trillion and growing. And the trade desk has yet to capitalize completely on its international opportunity. Most of its revenue is coming from North America. The connected TV market is expanding quickly, taking market share away from traditional legacy methods of content consumption. So there's a reason why it had always traded at a premium valuation. And these recent difficulties in the company's execution of a slight change in strategy, shifting towards, launching a connected TV operating system, maybe that caused a little bit of distraction and focus from the core business. And it's usually difficult when you're trying to enter a new category. But I think that's created an opportunity for long-term investors to capitalize on. Again, you've rarely had an opportunity to buy this stock at this low of a valuation. So if the forward PE rises to 35, the stock price could rise to could be $42. If the forward PE rises to 45, the stock price could be $54. And if the forward PE rises to 55, the stock price could be $66 a share. Again, if we go back to the price to earnings multiple, you can see over the last year, the stock had consistently traded at a forward PE that was above 40. It approached 80 at one time in late 2024. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if the forward PE of the trade desk stock approaches 60 again at some time in 2025. And if not in 2025, then maybe in 2026. So then, incorporating all of these prospects, where do I think the stock price ends 2025? I think the trade desk stock price ends the year somewhere between $60 a share and $66 per share, which would be a nice upside from the current market price of around $54 per share. Again, as you saw, I used a lot of estimates and assumptions to make this stock price prediction. So please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions. And if you want access to all of these calculations, all of these spreadsheets, a reminder, you can see all of that if you join as a channel member at the investor tier. Hey everyone, so many of you have been asking about my investing strategy, and I'm excited to announce that I've written a book that's available for sale now that describes my 6-step investing framework for evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.